Scripture reading this morning is from the book of Genesis, chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. Now the Lord said to Abram, "Go from your country and your kindred and your father's house to the land that I will show you. I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great so that you will be a blessing."
And may the Lord add a blessing to the reading of his word. We are continuing in our prosperity series, which is entitled, Prosperity is for You. Prosperity is for you. Last week we spoke about the prosperity teachings within the third commandment, which reads, "You shall not speak the word of lack or limitation." And we said that I am is the name of God, and that anything that you attach in your speaking to I am is really talking about God. So you should not attach anything that is negative or limiting to the I am in your speech. We also said that I have is similar to I am, and that we shouldn't attach anything negative to I have. And just to go another step further, along with I have is I don't have. Hello. As in, I don't have enough such and such. And I don't have the means to do thus and thus. When we say those things, then we are breaking, if you will, the third commandment. And we also learned last week, and hopefully you still have the sheets that we gave out last week. We have some extras, I believe, in the back and on the table downstairs, because there's a lot of powerful information in these sheets, and we broke it down very distinctly. We also said last week that it's important to separate our physical body from our spiritual selves, because many times when we are speaking, when we are talking about our physical body, but we don't make the distinction, so it all gets jumbled up, so to speak. And there is a distinct difference between our physical body and our spiritual body. So, and if you weren't here last Sunday, then you may want to get the CD when it becomes available, because there were a lot of good principles in it. Today's lesson is the first millionaires. And there were indeed some millionaires in the Bible. We don't usually think of it as such, but there were some. And the one that we're going to talk about today is Abraham, who was one of the first, or not the first, millionaire in the Bible. And we know, those of you that are familiar with our teachings, you know that we look oftentimes at the metaphysical meaning of things and people and situations in the Bible. Metaphysically, Abraham represents the first step in the redemption of man from mortal human consciousness to spiritual consciousness. So there's a process. And metaphysically, Abraham represents the first step in that process. Abraham represents faith, but not the full and complete aspect of faith, but rather the beginnings of faith. Abraham represents that someone who is willing to follow the guidance of God and to go forth into a new land, which is symbolic of a new consciousness. And in these teachings, we are always talking about consciousness. It is always that which is within us that determines that which is without, that which is outside of us. And at a certain point in his life, Abraham became Abraham because he was born Abram. And his name was changed by God, which symbolizes a new state of consciousness, a different, a more elevated, a more spiritual state of consciousness. Now, we heard our scripture reading, I'm going to read it again. But Abram was 75 years old when God spoke those words to him. What does that mean? Well, what that represents is that he was mature in understanding. It represents that he had lived life. It represents that he was ready through life's experiences, ready to receive more spiritual understanding and more spiritual insight. What did God say to Abram? God made a promise to Abram. And when we speak of characters in the Bible, it's important to recognize that those characters represent and symbolize things within ourselves. So we should put ourselves in their place. In Genesis chapter 12, beginning at verse 1, Scripture says, "Now the Lord had said to Abram, get out of your country, from your family, and from your father's house, to land that I will show you. I will make you a great nation, and bless you, and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing." And then in the third verse goes on to say, "I will bless those who bless you, and in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed." So God is saying some definitive things to Abram at this time. One of the things is that if we aspire to a new life, and our daily word today spoke about today representing a new life. Well, if we aspire to a new life, guess what? We have to be willing to get rid of the old life. We have to be willing to stop doing some of the old things if we say we want to experience a new life. We all know the saying. You can't put new wine in old wineskins, and we can't keep doing the same old things in the same old ways and expect to get different results. Just doesn't work that way. We are told in Scripture, choose ye this day whom you shall serve.